everyone, what's going on? Today I'm so excited because we are going to do something different. Usually I do these questions myself. I take off your questions and I answer them. Today I got one of my close friends, Mr. Pete Craig. Pete was actually one of those guys who really helped me when I was first starting out as a complete newbie in the internet marketing scene. We've been great friends for the last, what is it now?
9 years.
10 years. So I was 21, now I'm 31. So I met you when I was 21. Yeah, it's been 10 years. And I thought, you know what, he's coming over, we're gonna hang out. I thought, you know what, you could ask me a couple of the Ask Shaqir Hussyin questions, which, you know, the users submit, the followers, the subscribers. If you're watching this on my blog, make sure you subscribe. If you're watching this on YouTube channel, make sure you hit the subscribe and the notification button. My goal is to publish one of these videos each and every single day. So, Pete, you got lots of questions for me. Let's get right to it.
So, first one, I guess things have changed a lot in the last 10 years.
Yeah. They sure have.
So having been through, you know, that 10 years and kind of reinventing yourself and reinventing your business over that time, someone starting out now, you know, what would the advice be that you gave them? What's the quickest and the easiest thing? And what's the most important thing? Forget the business. What do they have to get right first?
Okay. So, very good question, very loaded. What I would say is they have to understand that in today's day and age, and this was also 10 years ago, right? And so the best piece of advice is that, you know, if you are here and you're trying to get here, what the thing that's missing, the gap, is a lack of skills. A lack of skills and a lack of systems. And so when I look into the marketplace, and you know, I've been doing this stuff for the last 10 years now, but really I've put in probably 50,000 hours. This is a lot of hours, okay? Like, I put in a lot of hours to figure this stuff out. And what I find, Pete, is that people are trying to get here, but they lack either the skills or the systems. So for example, you know, they're trying to learn how to advertise their message, but they don't understand Facebook ads, YouTube ads, Instagram ads. And in today's day and age, you gotta learn paid traffic. You gotta learn, there's no other way, really, because there's so much noise in the marketplace. How do you stand out? You stand out by having a clear, new message, something that's unique with your story. That's one. But second, you have to advertise. And you know, sometimes people will say, but I don't have budget. Well, you can afford $5 a day, okay? Otherwise, you shouldn't be in business. But everyone can afford $5 a day. It's like $100, $200 a month. You can start off on Facebook ads for $5 a day. I literally have right now, whilst we're speaking, we have a YouTube campaign that's been running, and I was asking him, hey, how much are you running on these campaigns? Because I didn't approve it. And he said something like, we're spending 15 to 20 pounds a day. Like, come on, every single business owner or aspiring entrepreneur has some money to go and spend on ads. So the most important, valuable things that I would say is, one, you gotta understand the market is always changing, so you must be adapting to the marketplace. Two, you must become a learning machine. In today's day and age, you know, if you do not know how to learn, read, retain, how to act on that, and I'm not saying you need to go and read 1,000 books here. I'm saying read a few things, but make sure you're taking action on it, and make sure you're also developing systems as you're learning those skills. Okay, so, you know, anytime you feel stuck, this goes for you and for me myself as well. Anytime you feel like, what's going on here? At least 70 to 80% of the time is because you don't have the skills required. It might be placing Facebook ads, it might be doing videos, it might be doing public speaking, it might be doing copywriting, it might be coming up with offers. Whatever the case is, you just have to shift your mind. The most important thing anyone can do in today's day and age is be able to be very flexible in shifting their mind and saying, hey, you know what, I don't know. And that's one of the most powerful, freeing things you can do. This morning I was talking to my wife, and she had a couple of leads. So she had one lead that came in, bought a $2,000 program. She had another lead that had the money, and my wife did the pitch. It was a $25,000 pitch, and she didn't buy. And there was another lady that was trying to buy for maybe 10 to 15K. She didn't buy either. And I could see the frustration in my wife's eyes. And I said, so tell me what happened. And she's telling me, this process of, she's spoken to the person, she's come up with the offer, and I said, so what happened afterwards? She goes, well, really when it comes down to asking for the money, I don't know what to say. And I'm like, well, how many sales presentations have you practiced, or how many books have you read, or audio have you listened to? And the answer is 0. You get it?
Yeah.
The answer, and I said to her, you know what? Look at what I'm listening to right now. I'm listening to Oren Clark, and he's talking about flip the script. And I'm thinking, gosh, I've been doing this stuff for 10, 15 years now, and I'm still learning. And I'm still okay. Like, I have no ego when it comes to learning or wanting to learn. I'm like, hey, I have no idea. I've been listening to him in the gym, and I'm thinking to myself, gosh, I got so much to learn about sales. And that's the attitude you need to have. You need to have this childlike curiosity and say, you know what, I don't care what I need to learn, I'm gonna go and learn it. Because here's this was the gain part that I've explained. Okay, now this will probably appeal to about 50, 60%, but there's gonna be about 40% of people, and they don't really care about what they can gain. So I'm gonna tell you the other side. And this is the dark side. Sometimes you need someone to give you the dark side to get you to move, act, get inspired, and take massive action. The dark side is this. Right now, as I'm sharing this stuff with you, you may be in the UK, US, Canada, whatever. A kid in India is also learning this.
Yeah.
Right? So the playing field has now been leveled, right? You can go and learn Facebook ads. So what? My cousins in Bangladesh that are just discovering what internet marketing is, they also have access to Facebook ads. Whilst you're watching TV, I'm not saying that you watch TV, I'm sure you don't, but let's just say you're watching TV and binging on Netflix and eating junk food, and you're not looking after your mind and your soul. And well, guess what? As we're talking right now, there are people in Bangladesh and India. I just came back from Johannesburg. I spent a week in South Africa, and I was actually living in a village. They don't have much money, but guess what they did have? And smartphones. And they got WhatsApp. And I'm thinking to myself, wow, like this is like I was in the middle of nowhere, like in the middle of some jungle. Like, I went there for a spiritual retreat, and I'm like, wow, they have Wi-Fi, they're connected. So the longer that you take to learn XYZ skill, someone else is out there, they're learning.
Well, we talked about this earlier, didn't we, just before we started the interview, and that every 3 to 4 years, there's someone new coming through. There's someone new kind of like learning this stuff that you don't know about, who all of a sudden bursts onto the scene. and they take your position as number one in that business industry. And I think, that's the thing we need to understand.
That's so great, that's so true. And so, biggest advice, we went on a rant here, but you gotta adapt. And the faster that you can adapt, the faster that you can anticipate changes coming along, the faster you'll be ahead, you'll be protected, you'll protect your downside, and that's pretty much it.
Fantastic.
All right, if you enjoyed this one, like, subscribe, leave me a comment. I check and respond to all the comments. I shall see you in the next episode of Ask Shaqir Hussyin. Thanks, Pete.